Howdy rock stars. In this video we're going to take a look at some fantastic new tube gear from API Audio. The T12 Mic Preamplifier and the T25 Compressor. We're going to listen to them on a bunch of instruments, so get ready to rock. Hey, my name is Lidge Shaw and welcome to Recording Studio Rockstars. If you want to learn how to record, edit, mix, and master your best record ever, smash that like button and consider subscribing to our YouTube channel so you don't miss any more videos from us. All right, so I've got a couple of new pieces of gear here in the studio. This is the T12 Tube Mic Preamp from API, and this is the T25 Tube Stereo Compressor from API. We'll jump in and take a look at some of these features, and then after that, we're gonna listen to the T12 and the T25 on a bunch of different instruments here in my studio. And make sure you stick around till the end of the video because I got a special surprise for you. Okay, so first up we have the T12 Tube Mic Preamp. This of course has their legendary sound design in the circuit, but it's an all-tube design. So this is a 2-channel all-tube Class A microphone preamp designed with API's proprietary AP2516 transformer on the input stage and a custom API transformer on the output stage. It includes 2 tubes in it, the 12AT7WC and a 12BH7 dual triode vacuum tube. And this gives you a beautiful sound. So here's some of the options that come on the mic preamp. On the back of the unit, you have XLR in and out for each channel, plus an IEC power input cord. And then on the front, you've got a high-Z input so you can plug a guitar or a bass directly in, a mic impedance selector, and that gives you choices from 500, 1500, 2000, and 25. And essentially, that just gives you a different tonal response. After that, you have a low-cut filter, so you have it all the way down and it's out. You can set it to 60, 120, and 240 hertz, and it'll shave off the low end below that. You've got an input gain knob, and then you have an output level adjust, which will give you a little bit more control in case you want to hit the input pretty hard, but bring the level up or down. After that, we have a polarity switch, so you can flip the phase of this guy, a 48 volt for phantom power on condenser microphones, a 20 dB pad so that you can use a line input on the back if you want to, and then a mic selection so you can decide if you're coming in the mic input or coming in the high-Z input right here. That's the same on either side, so you get a stereo mic preamp out of this. If you're using a match pair of mics, of course, you just set each of these settings the same. Next up, we have the T25 Stereo Tube Compressor. This is a classic 2-channel FET feedback style compressor limiter with a Class A tube output stage and a custom API transformer allowing either split mono or stereo mode, which you get control of right here. This also has dual triode vacuum tubes. It has side chain de-essing right here, and it has API's classic thrust mode, which affects the side chain frequency response to help get more impact out of your sound. Some of the settings that are available on here, you have attack, which goes from 20 microseconds all the way up to 0.8 milliseconds. And then you have a release setting, which goes from 50 milliseconds all the way up to 1.2 seconds for a very slow release. You have ratio selections here from 2:1, 4:1, 8:1, and 20:1. And then you have input, which basically brings the input up into the threshold, and then you have an output makeup gain here. After that, you got a 24 dB gain reduction meter where the lights will come down as it's reducing the gain and compressing. You also have a peak light indicator, which you also had up on the T12 here, and that'll basically show you if you're just hitting the unit too hard. On both of these, you got a beautiful VU, so you can see the needle move right there. And then you have in here, which brings the meter into effect. And you have a bypass, which just hard bypasses the entire unit so that you can see before and after. You have a link button here, which stereo links the 2 sides of this. And then you have all the same settings over on the right side. So let's go listen to both of these on a whole variety of instruments, and we'll see how it sounds in the studio. Awesome, I'm gonna start with some guitar. I've got this beautiful Gibson Melody Maker from 1963. And I'm gonna run that out through my Fender Princeton Reverb. I'm using my Alder Audio H44 ribbon mic, and I've brought it in here to the mic pre on top the impedance of 2000, a little bit of a low cut on at 60. And then it's hitting this compressor. It's more of just like getting a tonality out of it and then also setting the output level to hit Pro Tools, all right? For the drums, I'm just going to use a single mic. This is the Roswell Pro Audio Delphos microphone in cardioid mode with a 10 dB pad on it. So it's just a large diaphragm condenser. It's going to pick up the kick and the snare and the toms and the whole kit, just like that. The impedance setting at 2500, roll off out, got phantom power on, and then come down to the compressor settings, fast release, and about a medium attack. And I'm on 2-to-1 actually, believe it or not. Threshold and makeup here. 1, 2, 3. All right, so here's the bass settings that I finally ended up with. The mic pre up here set to 2500 for impedance. The low cut is out, of course, because I want all the low end. The compressor, sort of a medium fast release, slow attack, so it's letting a lot through. And then 4-to-1 compression ratio. You get thrust in, and then of course this in button gives us the meter right there. All right, I'm gonna do a little fuzz guitar here with the Strat. I've got the Jupiter Walrus fuzz rocking out, and then I'm going in, this time I'm doing the 2500 impedance, a little bit brighter sound. Some low cut, compression is kind of open attack, medium release, and then 4-to-1, a little bit of reduction right there. Shaky shake on the Cabassa, and I use the JZ Amethyst microphone, and then rock that through the setting with the 2000 impedance, lots of low cut because I didn't need any low end out of this guy, and a mic, and then basically just compression for kind of no compression levels. Okay, for this guitar part, I'm going to do the Strat, and then I've got a wah setting going right here on the Eventide H9 pedal. There you can see it. This time I switched the impedance down to the 1500 setting. There's no low cut, slow release, open attack again, 2-to-1 setting, so a little milder. Okay, so for the piano, I ended up at the 2500 setting here on the impedance. No low cut anywhere. And then 4-to-1 setting, linked, sort of medium attack and release. And I've got a pair of these Roswell Mini K47 mics on the piano. We're getting ready to rock the trombone with nothing other than Mr. J. Rich. What up, dude?
What's up?
What do you got there for a trombone? What's the story with that one?
1955 King 2B.
And then we're also going to be using the JZ V11, which sounds great on horns. I ended up choosing the 500 impedance mode, and then a low cut of 80. There's the mic, and of course we got our fan and power on. And then we're hitting the compressor, slow attack, fast release, I think actually. And I went with the 4-to-1 and just a couple of settings there. I didn't even try the thrust mode, so I might still try that. So let's hear what trombone sounds like. All right, you can see here some of the settings for the vocal. I started with the Amethyst microphone from JZ, and I really like that sound of my voice. It's got this great JZ pop filter, which works awesome on that. And then I'm coming through the T12, and I've got this set to the 1500 mic impedance. I've got the low cut out, and then coming down through the T25, I've got the attack time open and the release time short, 4-to-1 ratio with threshold and makeup right there. I did explore this DS mode.
You take the legendary sound of API and put some tubes in it. The select T12 and T25 will put your groove in it. With dual triodes, DS and thrust modes, your music's getting warmer with custom transformers. The API T25 gonna make your music come alive. Well, how you gonna do that? I'll tell you. Well, you take the legendary sound of API and put some tubes in it. So select T12 and T25 and put your groove in it. With dual triodes, DS and thrust modes, your music's getting warmer with custom transformers. Gotta get some tubes up on in that thing.
Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. If you found it helpful and you want to learn more about the select T12 and T25 from API, then go to apiaudio.com. We've got a link below in the show notes description. And if you want to learn more about mixing and taking your music in your studio from sounding amateur to sounding pro using nothing more than free and stock plugins in your computer, then check out my free mixing course, Mix Master Bundle. I've got a link for that right below in the show notes. Thanks again for watching. If you found this video helpful and you enjoyed the song that I recorded, then please remember to smash that like button and consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. We'll see you guys around the studio. Cheers.